Hi, my name is Megan Isaac. I'm Kwakwakiwak. This message is coming from one part of For My Ancestors, also from me to my cousin Jarrett. His mom had put out a post asking for messages from loved ones just to encourage his journey, and I thought that I could share just a little bit and hopefully give him and everyone else a little bit of inspiration and share a little bit of what I've learned. Just to encourage, this comes from a place in my heart and deep care for the healing for my cousin, for all my cousins, for everyone who's struggling, and just know that you're not alone. And a lot of us Indigenous people are struggling. We struggle with a lot. Intergenerational trauma is real. And I just want to say, please, on this healing journey, this is a really tough journey. Be gentle with yourself and give yourself compassion. Like, you're a survivor. The trauma, the life experiences that you've had are a lot, but be gentle, because on this new journey, you're deciding, that saying, it's like you're one decision, one choice away from changing the rest of your life. And on this healing journey, that applies every single day, that applies every moment. And that's what it's all about. It's just deciding to change for the better, to become the best version of yourself. And that's all that it involves. And I just want to, remind you guys, and I have to remind myself of this all the time, that it's an everyday choice to better ourselves. You can do it. And to my cousin Jarrett, like, you got to be one of the toughest people I know. And all of your loved ones, they're with you. That's what I found on this journey, is really leaning towards Creator, leaning towards all my ancestors, all my loved ones I've passed on. You know that you have some freaking people cheering for you, supporting you, loving you, and they're with you all the time. I think that your spirit is already so strong. You're so protective. You're so strong. I think a sobriety journey has got to be the toughest journey. Sober people are, I think, in my opinion, the toughest people. And if anyone can be the toughest, it's you, Jarrett. You're the toughest, I swear. So you got this. I know that, having an addiction is like, it's battling a demon. And that's what healing is about. We have all of these different demons, whether it be, that's what this healing journey is facing all of our demons. And like, mine was anger, just like all Indigenous people. I was angry. That's what my trauma led me to. Why am I angry? Like, let's go back. And I got an EDMR therapist, and she's helped me work through my trauma, helped me figure this out, helped me what to do with this anger. So that's been amazing for me. Abandonment, that, we all have people that are supposed to provide safety for us. And this is not about blame. This is about taking accountability. That's where this healing begins, and understanding. Once we understand, we can give leniency to these kinds of things. Like, abandonment for me is a core wound that has gone into some of my relationships. And again, like, that's a demon I had to fight. So on that note, like, these aren't real demons. These are like, that's just a word to describe the thing that we have to fight within ourselves. It's like, addiction, you can fight that. And like I said, you're the toughest. I just want to say, that intergenerational trauma is real. Any kind of sort of trauma you've experienced from being youth, being in a toxic relationship, it could be anything. Part of deciding to change our mindset, part of deciding to be gentle and kind to ourselves, show compassion to ourselves, is understanding that we're living in the present moment, that we're giving ourselves the compassion that we're deciding to change. So please don't let the guilt of who we are or have been in the past, don't carry that forward when you're deciding, to heal and change and become your best self, because that is the more painful path. I'm not saying forget. I'm saying, part of this healing journey is a lot of forgiveness. It's a lot of forgiveness of yourself. You're not who you were in those moments of being a survivor. And if you're living with that pain, if you're living with that trauma and you've been carrying it this whole time, if you're living with that grief, what has happened is all of that pain has turned into anger. And this anger, we've all been trained as Indigenous to just swallow that, carry that, move forward in life. No one's taught us how to feel it and heal that. We're stoic. We are so freaking strong. We'll just carry that. But we don't realize that in doing that, we've been numbing ourselves with whatever vice we choose. And that could be a number of different things. That could be alcohol, that could be drugs, that could be multiple partners, that could be food, that could be binging TV or any type of screens. It's anything to get your mind off of the pain that you're carrying. So be kind to yourself and know that you were in survival mode before you decided to change your life and become this better version of yourself. So be kind to yourself and just carry that forward, carry that decision forward. It's going to take a lot of accountability to get all the way through. And like I said, you have some of the toughest freaking guardian angels backing you up, fighting those demons, rooting for you. They're in your corner. You got this. Every single day is just a decision to do better. And we all slip and fall back and stumble backwards. And there's this analogy, and I really like this. It says, if we got one flat tire, or someone slashed one tire, we wouldn't go and slash the other 3 tires. Like, we just fix that and keep going forward until we can fully repair. We're keeping the momentum. So just take that with you too. It's going to be an everyday battle, and I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for all of my cousins, all of the people watching this that, are on some type of healing journey, whatever vice you're going up against, whatever inner demon, you're battling, you got this. And I really believe, and I've really found spirituality on my own healing journey. I really believe in my heart that Indigenous people, all that trauma we've faced, when we heal that, we come out stronger. And we come out stronger than the average person because we're really connected to spirituality. Our ancestors were connected to spirituality. It's just in our DNA. It was passed down. It was important to pass this down. So when we heal, our spirit comes alive again. We connect in a way that it turns our pain into our power. We don't let the trauma have any more control over us. We're taking control. We're in control of this narrative. We get to decide what our lives are going to look like. Our trauma, our pain doesn't get to decide how our life is going to turn out. We get to decide. And the way that spirituality is tied into that is, I just feel as Indigenous people, we've had to face so many different forms of abuse and trauma right from the get-go. I think that as Indigenous people, we have a warrior spirit. We were born with this. Our ancestors made sure to keep spirituality alive. They knew the importance of it. They knew the power in connecting to the spiritual realm, to nature. That balance and that harmony was already created. They kept that going this whole time. And I think that makes us really lucky. I think that makes us more powerful in the way that our pain, when we turn that and heal that into our power, I think we're just unstoppable. And can you imagine when we all start healing, all of us Indigenous people, when we start healing, it's gonna be amazing, because we already have that natural connection to our culture, to the land, to, things that are really all tied together. And I think that it's gonna be really beautiful to see our people start healing. And that's why I want to share my journey. That's why I'm sending this message to my cousin Jared and to everyone who's ready to be on this journey. It's gonna be hard, and what it involves to heal ourselves, to heal this pain, to heal this anger that we've all naturally pressed down and carried with us, our grief, our trauma, our hurt. What it takes is feeling it. That means you got to let out those tears. You got to cry that out. You got to write about that. Write it out. Just get rid of your letter. Rip it up. Burn it. Keep it. Whatever you got to do. Going for walks in nature. Going for a cleanse in the ocean. Whatever you got to do when you feel this pain. Whenever you feel that emotion come up that's connected to that trauma, just go with that. Go with that feeling. Let those tears out when they're ready to come out. When you hear that song, when you think of that person, when you have a memory come up, feel it. After you feel these tough feelings in that moment, from that moment, and you've let that out, you released it however you've decided to release it, and you've acknowledged that, you're going to feel a little bit lighter, and your demon is going to have a little bit less to survive on. And soon you keep doing that, and you keep doing that, and you keep doing that, and next thing you know, you've conquered your demons. That's why I say, when I've turned my pain into my power and I've walked through hell and I've looked at all my demons in the face, that's what I mean. I've looked them in the face. But that's a reflection of me, for real. That's what that is. That's me taking accountability for myself. That's me looking at all those versions of myself when I wasn't my best self. That's me taking accountability. That's me deciding to change. That's me, in those good moments, I love her. She survived. You gotta think about that too. You've survived. You've survived a lot, and you're loved. And you're loved by, your family, you're loved by Creator, you're loved by your angels, your ancestors. Like, we just gotta carry that forward with us at all times. And if we can do that, and we know we're never alone, talk to your ancestors. Ask them for strength. Ask them for balance. Ask them for health. Ask them for happiness. Ask them for self-love. Ask them for strength. Ask them for patience. And watch what will happen. It's like that whole things happen in mysterious ways. It will be like an event will happen to show you and remind you that you're strong. Or something will happen and it will test your patience to remind you you're patient. And it's the whole the universe works in mysterious ways, and this is really happening. And you know what? It's beautiful, this healing journey. Once we can let the chaos of the drama that our pain causes, once we can slow down and decide, I'm on a healing journey, I'm only going to be around people who are positive, I'm only going to be around, things that are encouraging, I'm only going to be around things that add value to my life, add peace to my life, you're going to start to see that, we've been living in this chaos as a form of surviving our trauma. And that once we can separate ourselves from that, once we do this healing, once we gain our power, turn our pain into our power, we're gonna really understand how important it is to protect our peace. We're gonna understand that we used to live in chaos because that was normal to us. We didn't know any other way. We didn't know any other way to cope with the pain and the anger. So yeah, be around people who support you. Be around people who love you. Be around people who want the best for you. And Jarrett, I'm here for you. I love you. And anyone else on a healing journey, I'm here for you too. And I'm gonna be sharing my stories. I'm gonna be, like I said, making like a healing series on all the different things that I learned. I know I said that a while ago. I've literally been on this healing journey as I'm like figuring out life, as I'm trying to build a business, Pee-wee and myself, we're on a healing journey separately. Everyone's on their own individual healing journeys at their own paces. And we're building a company, a brand called For My Ancestors. And it's just to promote Indigenous identity, because that's one of the major components of a healing journey, is taking pride in who we are and our identity. And I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm wanting to understand more, and I'm just like a little res girl that survived. I'm just like you guys. And yeah, I'm on this journey. I'm on it every day. I'm just doing my best to survive too, and I'm just gonna keep going. And amazing things have happened. Amazing things are starting to happen now that I've created this sense of peace. But yeah, life is great. Life can be so great when we just slow down, heal, find our balance, protect our peace, and be around people who love us, be around people who support us. And if that makes your circle small, I'm going to just say it's going to be worth it. And I love you all. And if you're on a healing journey, you're one of the freaking toughest people on this earth. It's no joke. Deciding to feel your feelings, We're not taught that. Nobody wants to do that. That's the last thing anybody wants to do. Who wants to go and be uncomfortable? Who wants to go and change? But freaking warriors do. Freaking the toughest people on this earth do. And Jarrett, that's you. You're one of those people. And all my Kwakwaka'wakw people, that's you. You got this. We got this. You got that warrior spirit in you. I'm cheering for you. I love you all. And yeah, thank you. I will be posting more. Like, follow, share, all the stuff. Okay, bye.